So how's it going? You have you have really one of the top units on the team.
Oh golly, you know what? It's been a great camp so far. You know, there's a lot of competition, and as I said in the spring, you know, one of the biggest things that we're trying to do is identify our top 8 or 9 guys, and we have a room with about 19 guys in it right now. So it's a challenge, but boy, you know, competition creates a lot of good things. You know, in practice, when you're one deep, you know, when those guys are clear cut, it's kind of a status quo deal. But we got some good competition right now in camp, going into the final week, going into the final scrimmage. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But man, we got a lot of guys competing right now, and still trying to solidify themselves as backups or starters. So it's been a great camp, and like I said, competition just breeds that, and the competition has been unbelievable. Their effort, their attitude, been a great camp so far.
Talk about the tackles. You know, obviously so much focus on developing those guys. John
Right.
Ford, Bethel.
John Ford had an amazing camp, you know, and obviously he got hurt midway through the spring and missed about 7 practices. He had a great summer. He really hasn't missed a step in camp right now. Pat Bethel has been very solid. You know, the transfer, Kosei from UCLA, he is a dynamic player. He really is, and he just has to continue to learn our system and learn our style of play and learn what we're doing. But boy, he's coming along at a very fast rate. And the 3 freshmen that they signed last year have been phenomenal. You know, in Blissett, Hunt, and Holly. Right now, they've been phenomenal, and we're going to have some depth at that position for years to come with their athleticism and where they are right now. And really, not the surprise, because he started doing it at the end of last spring. The guy that's really having one of the best camps of all 19 guys is Jordan Miller. You know, he's quicker, he's stronger, he's more fit, he's lost some body weight. You can just really tell, and you know, the biggest difference in this bunch in general is the job that Coach Feely's done with them. It really is. And not only the job physically that's obvious, is the job between their ears. They're tougher, they're more dedicated, they kind of get it, you know, so tip of the cap to him, you know.
At end, where does Rousseau fit into the whole equation right now?
He factors into the equation. You know, you got obviously Neo and Patchen, who are the returning starters, and Neo is probably having, from the end position, his work ethic and what he's doing is almost next level stuff. He's doing very well right now. Trevon Hill is a little bit like Kosei. He is getting it, and his biggest thing is playing his way into shape right now. You know, he overcame a lot of academic stuff this summer, graduated from Virginia Tech, had to finish 2 classes, couldn't get enrolled, and didn't train really in our system the entire summer. So he's playing his way into shape right now, and he had a peak, and then boom, you know, he hit rock bottom, and it's just a conditioning issue. So we'll keep chopping wood with him. He's going to be great. And then Jafari and Greg, you know, obviously are very talented. Greg's been a little nicked up the past few days, and when you have a little strain in your lower back and you're 6'8", it kind of limits what you can do, you know, as far as running. But he should be healthy by midweek and get back in the hunt. But they're very talented kids.
Didn't Rousseau have like some sacks in the scrimmage or something?
Absolutely,
like
okay. Absolutely.
So we got nicked up post-scrimmage.
Correct. And he's fine. Don't get me wrong. He's fine. He's competing and going hard. And Jafari Harvey had a great scrimmage too. He's probably when you look at Jafari, he might be as athletic as anyone on our football team. He really is. Phenomenal speed, change of direction, all the stuff. You know, all the athleticism, change of direction stuff. He's got it all. Just has to fit in. You know.
As far as how deep you can go, maybe in the rotation, I mean, what do you maybe foresee?
I usually try to play 10 folks. Okay, so I'll play the 2 deep, and then if I have a couple special pass rushers, they might be numbers 9 and 10 that you can plug in on a 3rd and 8, you know, or a different situation, or with a different front, or as a stand-up guy, you know. But we'll carry 10, and if we're rotating 8 in there, you know. And with what Coach Diaz demands, you know, in this defense, you know, all we demand is you go harder than you can go. You know, and there's not many humans out there that can really play harder than they can play more than 6 plays. So if a drive extends, we reload, you know, and that's been our mantra in this defense probably for about the past 25 years, is we got to have quality depth. You can't do this. You can't play this defense 1 deep. It's too physical and too demanding with what we ask these guys to do.
You mentioned
Go ahead.
Just when you talk about the 10 guys, is this a message that the guys know about? They know, and especially at times.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? And it's our program right now. It's what Coach Diaz preaches. We preach competition, you know, and competition breeds a better level of play all the way across the board. It really does.
You mentioned Scott briefly.
Yeah.
Just, how much has do you see a sense of urgency, just everything that kid has gone through?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and you know what? Scott's a wonderful kid. I've gotten close to his family and what he's been, and he's a fifth-year guy that is going to have a six-year option too, I believe. So, but what he's done and what he's overcome, from a physical standpoint, he's been banged up a little bit and gone through a lot of things. He's had an outstanding camp as well. He's a very talented kid with a very high motor, and he's an example of a guy that your motor means everything. It really does, and he goes and he plays as hard as anybody, and he's a phenomenal kid, and has become an outstanding leader. More important than anything, we got two guys on that front that are great leaders. Pat Bethel's a great leader, and Scott's been doing a great job with his leadership qualities, without a doubt.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
We good? Thank you, guys.